Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. My name is Amir. Before we get started on today's episode, just want to thank everybody for supporting the channel. If you guys are interested in Miami Heat content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me. So, Kevin O'Connor, a NBA insider and the host of the Kevin O'Connor Show, said that the Golden State Warriors might be back in the Jimmy Butler race, according to different sources, because the Miami Heat have reportedly, according to Brian Windhorst, have dropped their asking price for Jimmy Butler. So the Warriors right now are struggling. They are 11th in the West. They're 22 and 23, so they're outside of the play-in game, and they seem to be interested in Jimmy Butler. And they thought the asking price was too much initially. I think reports were stating that the Miami Heat hypothetically would want draft capital from the Warriors, so at least one first round pick, Jonathan Kuminga, Wiggins, and some filler, maybe like Gary Payton Jr. or the third, excuse me, and whatever type of contract that's making, $7 to $10 million to make the money work. Because right now, Wiggins is making like close to 30 million or so, and then Kuminga is making, I think, under 8. So Jimmy Butler making $49 million a year, you need to make the contracts match. They were not willing to give up two of their best wing players. They're 3-and-D type players. So Wiggins, Kuminga, that asking price was too much, plus the first round pick. Now that Jimmy Butler is going to be potentially available for a cheaper price, maybe the Warriors get back in the mix. But here's the kicker. Maybe they can keep Kuminga, even though the Miami Heat do want some sort of blue chip young prospect. And I'm sure that's the first and main thing they want with a first round pick, perhaps. But they have to give up Wiggins to make the money work right now. They don't have anybody besides Wiggins and Draymond that they can trade to make the salaries work. They're not going to trade Steph Curry, obviously. So everybody else is going to be, it's going to be hard to add anybody else because you're going to have to add up like 5 or 6 players and basically trade your entire rotation to acquire Jimmy Butler to match salaries if you don't, again, include Wiggins or Kuminga, or excuse me, Draymond Green. So it looks like more teams are going to be having conversations with the Miami Heat. They seem a little more desperate now, which I'm actually surprised. I thought that Pat Riley would play hardball and continue to play hardball, and force Jimmy Butler to play his hand and to say that he'd be willing to go to other teams or whatever it may be. But either way, yeah, it seems like Jimmy Butler is going to get his wish. He wants to play anywhere but, I guess, Memphis. But yeah, so Jimmy Butler could be going to a team. It's not going to be the Suns, it seems like, because no one wants Bradley Beal, and that's going to be one of the hardest contracts to trade for, one of the worst contracts, and also he has the no trade clause that teams do not want to have to deal with, especially because he has 2 years left on his contract. But yeah, the Golden State Warriors could be back in the mix. That was one of the original 4 teams that Jimmy Butler said he wanted to go to. So we'll see if that actually happens. And I think that could be one of the best fits. Do they have enough time to turn it around with a Jimmy Butler trade? I'm sure they can get out of the 11th seed and, hopefully compete for a top 7 seed. They just would have to go on a really big run. But Jimmy Butler, no matter what team he goes to, is going to try to prove the Miami Heat wrong. I feel like he's going to play playoff Jimmy style, possibly in the regular season if his body allows him to show the Miami Heat what they're missing out on. So we'll see. But anyway, that's the latest I have on this report. I'll give you guys other videos once I hear about other teams that are going to be coming in the mix.